Hello Flosstube, my name is Heather, Link is my homeboy. Today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2019. This is Flosstube number 26. Thank you for joining me. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here and that's not what you're here for, thanks for stopping by. Bye. If you are new here and you are wanting to be here, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll decide that you like this channel and you decide to subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. My recording schedule has been way out of whack. Let's see, last week I got food poisoning. Last Sunday we had our monthly meetup and I made the mistake of eating a salad at Panera, even though Panera is pretty good about keeping an eye on which romaine is infected and whatever. I guess salads are all out to kill us, so that's what I get for trying to be good. But yeah, so I spent half of last week in bed sick, and I'm all good now though. So just had my most recent braces adjustment today. Now it was blue and silver for the wintry theme. They had to do some filing of the teeth too. They had to go in between some of these teeth. And they use this weird, if you've never had braces or never had to have that done, it is so strange. They did a little bit of filing on these teeth, like the underside. Not the last adjustment I had, but the one before. And that was fine. I mean, it was just like a Dremel type of thing where they, whatever. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just weird. But then for these, they take like these little metal, like they're like this tall little strips of metal. And then they have like diamond stone on them. And they take them and they put them up between your teeth like they're going to floss. And they just, it's so strange. Such a strange feeling. But yeah, and then now I've got chain all the way across on the bottom here. They put a stronger wire on the top. So I'm in a little bit of pain today. Got a little bit of a headache. But this is kind of the first day I've had a chance to really film. So let's get into the stitching. And this is going to be as Kerry and Stitches called it, a Flosstube light. Now mine is light because all I'm doing is showing my stitching. I'm not going through any haul or purchases or anything like that. So if you sent me something, I know I've already told you that I appreciate it. I've probably posted it on Instagram or at least sent you a message. If you sent me a card, they're up here on the wall behind the tree. Oh yeah, and I'm doing the film in front of the tree thing. That seems to be popular around this time of year. Just got this done yesterday because I was really on top of it this year. But I do have a finish, some starts, and some whips for you. So let's get into it. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you will have seen that I finished my Lindy Stitches Birds to the Boughs. It's my first Boughs Big S Bird Sampler. And I still have yet to iron it. But there she is. I did get a picture posted yesterday of it in the sunlight, which we have some snow on the ground here too. So the sun reflecting off the snow made the colors really pop. So this is some called for DMC, and then I threw in some fancies, mostly color and cotton. I think there is a Victorian motto in there as well. And this is done on 20 count Aida in Purple Passion from Witchelt. And I did make some changes as far as like the colors being used in certain things. Like I think a different green was supposed to go in the middle here, but I like the green and the blue contrast. So I put the blue in the center. I think the little like boat or planter or whatever these flamingos are standing on is supposed to be the same color as the border. But I wanted to use some more of this color because this is only used on the corners. And I wanted to use it again. It's a Golden Ale from Color and Cotton. Absolutely love it. I plan to get this framed frame it myself, whatever, fairly soon. Next up, I did a little bit of work on Happy Thanksgiving from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I actually worked on this at the meetup where I got my food poisoning. So I did the wording here. It's supposed to say Thanksgiving. And I've decided I don't want to do the shading or the shadow on happy. I put it in on one letter and I just didn't like it, so I took it out. It looks fine without to me. Called for DMC. I think the brown was originally called for as a fancy, but I didn't want to use it. And then this was supposed to be Pink Cherry from Classic Colorworks, but I'm using a color called Cranberry from Victorian Motto. I figured that was perfect enough. And this is being done on a piece of 28 count Lugana in shale from Picture This Plus. Next up on the whips, Sleepy Hollow Sal from Tiny Modernist. I actually thought I was going to finish this before I put it away, but I don't know. I hit a roadblock. I guess I used it too much during the Stitcher games, and I wanted to move on to other things. So the first part is completely done. The second part, I'm missing a couple of skeletons and some stars, and but I got the words done and the pumpkins and stuff like that. And then I got the spooky tree in part 3 done. And I still have border to do, but that's okay. And this is done on 32 count Lugana in Vampiric from Under the Sea Fabrics. The last whip I have here is my Russian whale. It's Owl Forest Embroidery Monster Wonder Whale, I think. And this, I got the tree thing done here, added a little more down here. And this is being done on 32 count opalescent Lugana in Big Sky from Mystic Fabrics. Sorry about that. My oven timer went off because I'm making lunch. It just needs to cool down now. But as I was saying, this is being done on 32 count opalescent Lugana in Big Sky from Mystic Fabrics. So I'm shooting for a finish on this by the end of the year. We'll see. I still got that big old whale tail to do, and then like most of like the water and the ships and stuff down here. So I don't know. And obviously this is none of the called for flosses. I just picked my own colors and I love it. Okay, and then I do have 2 new pieces that I started. This is the start of Christmas Village from Tiny Modernist. I will insert a picture here of what it's supposed to look like. I haven't printed it out yet. And this is 32 count opalescent from hand dyed by Rolanda. She doesn't have names on her. They're basically all solo dies. But I saw this and I just absolutely loved it. And this is actually the top border for part number 2. I had the border for the part number 1 done, and then realized I miscounted, and it was easier to take that border out. I couldn't fudge it. I couldn't fudge it with the way that the borders are. I couldn't fudge it, and it was easier to take out that the 1 stitch border than it was to take out the little snowflake borders. So this kind of got thrown into timeout because I was mad at it. And the floss is also a hand dyed by Rolanda, which again, I don't think she has names on them. I think there's numbers, but she doesn't have names on them. But it's a nice variegated blue. So yeah. And last but certainly not least, I have also started the Familiars Sal from Ingleside Imaginarium. And I've got a little bit of the border done. And this is on, what is it? Monet it's 32 count Lugana in Monet from Picture This Plus. That was a gift from my friend Jaffe, climbing stitcher. She decided she doesn't like Lugana, so she gave it to me. And I told her I'd definitely find a piece to put on that. And something witchy deserves some purple, right? So yeah. And I'm using Anchor Black for this. I like Anchor Black much better than DMC Black since it's fluffier and the stitches look better, in my opinion. And this one starts January 1st, I believe. And I thought maybe I could keep up with it if I actually got the border done before the start of the sale. But at this point, I'm just going to try and get the border done down to where the first release is. And then I'll just work on the border as I go along. Maybe throw a length in here, length in there, whatever. So that is it as far as my stitching goes. So I will probably put out another video before the end of the year with possibly a whip parade and plans. I know I did a whip parade fairly recently, but some things have changed. Obviously, I've got to finish. I've got a few new starts, and I've been going through and doing my planning. So some stuff has been taken out of my rotation. Not out of my rotation, but taken out of my whips because either I'm going to restart them or I don't like them or whatever. So I'm going to try and get a video out around New Year's Eve so that we can go into 2020 with new information. So hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate, or Merry whatever you celebrate. And I will see you guys maybe in a couple weeks. Bye.